Some classic Inspector Spacetime.
This was from like the 80s.
Yeah, this was a big thing.
Oh, well, see, I would argue that Britta is saying there's 50 years of these because she's like, oh no, I'm going to have to watch them all,
Right.
though she knows about the show.
Yes, some
but
critic took it very
I think
literally.
Halloween says she doesn't know what the show is, so oh well.
She knows.
Exactly.
She just pretends not to know and then is stunned to know that there are so many.
She's very tricksy.
You know, when we create those inconsistencies, we're really giving a gift to a vast number of people.
Yeah,
Lot to tweet about.
we're employing critics, basically.
You're welcome.
Why are we not talking about Donald's ex right now?
well,
What's going on?
As a woman writer, I like to protect the female characters from exploitation.
Right. Michael, this
There
is
we
like
go.
the opening we've talked about all year long,
Just-
by the way.
Yeah.
Just so
Oh
you know.
yeah, this is amazing.
It's so good.
It's really great.
It's good. It was twice as long to begin with, and then it got cut in half for budget reasons.
Gillian is so agile.
She is. She's like a giant mechanical spider.
She did land like
The
that.
Charlie St. Cloud thing is my favorite set decoration in the entire series history.
Guys, that is actually the same sconce, just used twice from the opposite sides.
Yep.
That's some inside filmmaking whatnot.
Movie
It's
magic.
like Eisenstein here.
They can only afford one sconce, right?
Yes, there was only enough money for one
Yeah.
sconce.
Uh-oh.
I've been
This
filming
is-
it.
Yeah. It's kind of creepy, but you know.
Hooray!
All right.
Joel, find your light. Find your light.
Yes.
Stop.
Mhm.
There's your
Stop.
mark.
Say the thing, and now
Go.
move. Yes.
I love this moment.
That's fantastic
Is
blocking.
he going to find more light? Oh, there we
God.
go.
I don't know if you guys have already spoken about this, but there's not any actual glass in those windows back
Yep.
there.
Yep.
And right before we were shooting the scene, Jimmy told a really long story that involving a supermodel from the 70s and cocaine, which he made all the women, including Maggie, leave the room before he told them, not realizing that standing on the other side of those non-glass windows, they could totally hear him.
He's not, I mean, he was new to the show. This was his first episode,
Yeah.
I believe. So
He had only been there about 20 minutes at that point.
The art and set department did an incredible job with this.
yeah, I think you're always worried having gone to Comic-Con that it's not going to
Yeah.
look great, and it looked awesome.
Yeah, it really did.
I believe this was every writer coming back from the set saying, I want that thing, I want that thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I got walking off with.
Umlaut, the destroyer.
Yes. He's one of the bad guys. The Inspector Minerva thing sort of refers to the fact that every once in a while they talk about having a female Doctor Who, and that's the worst thing that could possibly happen in the history of the world.
And Maggie's upset about it. So now we have this.
Yeah.
She seems to be endorsing the idea that it's a terrible one.
The Thoraxis poster is very important.
Don't give it away. It's cleverly hidden. No one can tell yet.
People are watching the commentaries first.
You don't want to get surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Tell me about the episode and then I'll watch it.
Them laughing is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I may say that several times.
Uh-oh. He has praying mantis arms.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Obviously, Steve. You're not a fan of Spectre Spacetime?
Clearly.
And he's got a 28 pack.
Yeah.
Two more than Joel.
By the way, the community art show that happened this last year, it looked a lot like this. Like there were a lot of people in robes, a lot of people dressed up.
Same thing at Communicon.
Same thing on the streets of Los Angeles.
Yes, that's true.
Yay. Matt.
Matt could not be here today. He's in a place called England.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. That
Apparently it's
explains the
quite
accent.
far.
Back to
Yeah.
top up on his accent.
Here, I just thought he was a good actor.
Is that why what he says sounds so funny?
Yeah, exactly.
It's enjoyable to write something for a British person and have all the writers have to do their British accents.
Yep.
Which are usually Spanish or Italian at some point.
Oh.
Aw, you sure, Troy?
Those actors are a couple?
Yeah, they're an actual
Correct.
married couple.
Yeah.
They're
See?
actually Summer Herrick Stevens and Brad Stevens.
That makes sense.
Suspiciously enough,
It seems
I'm
like they
friends
don't
with
like
them,
each
and
other.
so is
Yeah.
Joel.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, they have like reverse chemistry, which is what happens.
You want that,
Like-
that friction.
There's a couple divorced people on this commentary.
Whose voice is that?
It's Chris Tallmans, who plays the waiter guy.
The network wondered why she would so quickly lie about having an extra person there. Anytime I'm in a hotel, it's a real temptation.
to just start lying immediately.
Yes. Yeah, 4 cups of coffee. 4
get
mugs.
Extra ice water.
Oh, wait. Number 6.
Oh.
Number 10, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're talking about...
A rating scale of
Gotcha.
women,
Yep.
1 to 10.
Yep.
It's
got it.
amazing how the camera just loves her because she looks horrible in
Yes.
person. Oh.
They're married. I just want to bring that up again. Just
So don't get any ideas.
or
Look,
you know,
they could
Back
barely
off.
touch each other. There's an unnatural space between them.
We had to ask them, please stop making out.
yeah, they would make out between takes. Very uncomfortable.
There's 2 different narratives going on right now about this couple.
Yeah. I think neither narrative is really working, but we're gonna keep them both going.
No.
Even the eating area of a convention center was replicated perfectly.
Yeah.
Is that's a whistle around his neck?
Yes.
Yeah.
The San Diego Comic-Con has these. I mean, it looks exactly like this with
Yes.
the worst pizza ever that I eat every.
That just
every year.
maintains its shape like
We had
that.
that shit
Yes.
from San Diego.
Yeah. What is it about white gloves?
I know, but you have to hide it.
Instantly classy. Or creepy.
I want to see the fan fiction that explains every piece of paraphernalia and show history
Yeah.
in this episode. What the equivalent
Do you have a
space-time
laptop?
episode is.
Maggie, tell us something about this scene.
It's
no,
over.
oh, wow. You got
There's
saved.
nothing there.
Wait, was your name on the credits there?
It was. I liked the
Yeah.
idea that I had written the really bad American version, and then I
Yes.
put Tristan Shapiro because he was supposed to be in the show, but SAG decided that he wasn't famous enough to play
He
himself.
wasn't allowed.
Yes.
But
he
now
wasn't.
I
Although
think-
he was going to be in the opening and Gillian was
Yes.
going to crawl by the window while he was taking a poop.
Yes. I didn't want to interrupt the story, but in the previous scene, that couple, they're actually a couple, those 2 actors.
Yeah.
And so is Joel McHale and Trisha Helfer. They've been married for years.
Oh.
Trisha
Joe
asked
wishes.
if I wanted to get together with her after we wrapped
This is a
to
lie.
talk about ideas.
This is a lie.
What? Why?
I don't believe
What?
this.
Because
Why
you would
don't
have
you
done
believe
it.
me?
Because you would have told me
No,
instantly.
I'm not going to do it. I'm married. I'm not going to.
Talk ideas?
I mean,
Trish in
just
that situation.
ideas. Just
Did
ideas.
she say, like, air quotes ideas?
I don't know what she had in mind, but I'm sure it was just creative.
Of course, it was creative. You know what I liked about what they did?
There's a good group of extras in here.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know, like what they did about the Inspecticon is that much like a Comic-Con, there was a fair amount of Inspecticon sluts. There was a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of
Once you first notice sexy Sherlock Holmes, you'll never be able to stop seeing her.
Her and the one dressed as Isis, and they were as the person who, generally speaking, could decide where the extras stood. I got a lot of eye fucking.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at the guy.
Yeah, that guy behind it.
That guy's very into the conversation.
Apparently, Cadbury cream eggs aren't sold all year round. I was lied to, and this is terribly inaccurate. I apologize.
Right, because both Matt and I have worked for Cadbury cream eggs.
Although he said you could get them from a dodgy news agent.
Yeah, at the off license.
But perhaps the character's not being honest. Sense made.
This is Chris Mars, right?
Chris Tallman.
Wow, this
yes,
is
that is
really
Chris Tallman.
awkward. That's why we have the paper.
Tallman.
Yep.
That's pronounced Mars.
He's a big improv guy.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like I've seen him around.
He used to be in a comedy group called the Burt Ferschners years ago. Right? I remember I saw him perform probably when he was early 20s in Tompkins Square Park.
Yeah.
Actually,
They're a couple. This part seems meta to me, but I'm not sure how to put my finger on it. And this notebook was established in Halloween, correct?
Yep, that's a callback.
Ideas for ladies.
Ideas for ladies.
Ideas for ladies. He's brought it with him to the convention.
He has to have it with him whenever he goes because you never know when the genius will strike.
Exactly.
Seriously, Trisha's body is perfect. Like, you think, like, actresses are sort of that skinny, like, dieting. No, she's just perfect.
Right. She is like literally a stunning robot sent to subdue us all.
You don't have to sell us on her, Maggie. We're in.
She claims that she's 3/4 of an inch shorter than she used to be, too.
Really?
She had a spinal injury and had one of her vertebrae removed.
Oh, my.
That's hot.
4 more injuries and she could be my height. That's gonna be
Yeah, she'd be
perfect.
totally in your ballpark. She'd fall into the Garasio zone.
I enjoy the waiter.
That's my friend Tony Liebetraub.
Tony.
I like the head shake. So much disdain.
And remember that thing I made you reshoot? We didn't need it.
That's okay.
I'm the worst.
No. You're wonderful.
We do our reshoots as like tests, just to see if you could do it. And then sometimes we don't use them.
So poor Gillian, we've shat on her so much in the series that when these nerds were following her, it took her a while to figure out the joke was they found her attractive.
Right.
What have we done to this poor actress?
You totally crushed her.
She's like, but I'm the worst. Wow.
But this year is like a lot of wins for Britta.
Yeah. She's a really good girlfriend.
Yeah.
No, there's sexy
Yeah,
short
sexy
right behind him.
Yep.
Unbelievable. What's happening?
Is she wearing pants?
She's got like a skirt on or something like that.
They're hot pants.
Okay.
Oh, right, hot
Flesh-colored.
Sure.
Skin-colored hot pants.
Semi-nudes.
Benedict Cumberbatch often wears those.
That was a Basil Rathbone as well. Big fan.
That's what they call hot pants in the UK, Rathbones.
Rathbones.
We know nothing about England, just to be clear.
Michael put in the pictures of space prostitutes in the phone booth.
Oh, yeah. That's another...
Which is where you get your prostitutes in
That's how you
England.
get your prostitutes
Yeah.
in the UK, guys.
Yeah.
David, you know that.
Wait, you do know things about the UK? Okay, all right.
Details.
No, some of those like cardboard, you can see like the cardboard Inspector Spacetimes behind them. Some of those guys a lot of those guys were actually there in costume, walking around. It must be funny to see like giant pictures of yourself walking around and then be like, no, don't eat the food that the regular cast eats. Go over and eat the beans in the bucket over there with the rest of the extras.
We really should do better than beans in a bucket.
This would be an
lucky to
actual
get it. Yeah, that's
speech that I may have heard from Dan Harmon.
maybe all relationships.
Now we're just captivated.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of the words. It's
Comes
the
that
poetry.
time. We're all
It's the
just getting,
wingerness.
we're getting bantered, really.
It's like looking at your 4-year-old, you know, toddle in front of you.
Look at that, what they
You're
did.
just in awe of what you've made.
It's weird that was built to be locked from the outside.
Yeah.
That the light went on when he locked him inside.
You don't want people traveling through space and time when
But it's
you're,
locked
you're
from the
walking
outside.
away. Gotta park it sometimes.
Yeah.
Steve, could you have this note like 4 months ago?
Well, he
maybe?
adjusted it because he was
No, it
concerned
was
that Abed
deliberately
might want to
made
get
badly
away.
because the show was
he-
cheap.
Right.
They could only afford to have a knob on one
Yeah,
side.
yeah, that's
They
fair.
decided to put it on the outside
Yep.
because they're putting the money on
Look,
the
see?
screen.
He stuck a
Yep.
thing in.
This plan is
That's
foolproof,
something else.
Steve.
All right.
Foolproof.
Looks surprisingly good in an ascot.
Not many people can pull that off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I will say that I do miss that we didn't go for the romantic comedy trope more here. But I'm probably alone.
The chase.
But there was a big chase thing here.
Yeah, that would
I
have.
think it was a
that
matter of
was
time
a
and
day
money.
of shooting.
unshootable.
Yeah.
I offered to pay for it, but and to buy more
That
airtime,
was a
frankly.
great. It was. That would have been $20 worth of great.
Thank you, Hunter.
It would have been hundreds of thousands of dollars, but $20 of really satisfactory footage.
I think running around the corner was pretty exciting.
Yeah, it was just
Yep.
as good as a whole montage. Actually, I think we couldn't shoot it because Donald had to go do Sesame Street,
Oh.
so he wasn't
that
even, he
was?
wasn't around. He was only around for a couple
Right.
days.
I saw that Sesame Street the other day.
You know how much Sesame
Very
Street
enjoyable.
pays?
He
More
did
than this,
Sesame
right?
Street in the morning, and he did Girls with Lena Dunham in the afternoon.
But it was the same dialogue.
Someone could make something of that, perhaps. There you go.
The Muppets didn't have clothes. Lena didn't have clothes. It's very similar.
Is that a space cigarette dangling out of the space prostitute's mouth?
Still want to take the glow
Or a time cigarette.
Yeah.
I think Joel yelled at me right before he filmed this.
Yelled
You
at you?
can't tell. You can't tell how furious he was. That's what a good actor he
totally hit
is.
it.
Was it because of
Yelling is strong.
yeah
It was after our first
4 or 5 read?
4 or 5 read.
Yeah, that's fair. Sure. It was a fun day for everybody.
He thanks me for giving him a nice emotional scene. I don't know why you guys keep pissing him off.
He was really nice to me. He's been nothing but nice to me. What is your problem with him? Why are you so antagonistic
He,
towards him?
he likes you a lot.
Everybody likes me.
Everyone wants you back next year. The show comes back.
I'm very
They keep
enjoyable.
bringing it up.
You're threatened by my beard.
Would
but-
you sign a contract right now while we're here doing
Yes,
this?
I would, as long as I just
commentary?
add 2 zeros to it. I'm ready to go.
For people that can't see this, the two people arguing look exactly alike.
Except one of us is much, much more handsome.
That's true.
Well, there's an extra on the DVD of behind the scenes of this episode.
Oh,
You're on film a lot.
oh.
I'm just going to tell people it's me.
He's so involved.
So I'm completely covered.
It's not a bad idea.
I think you're very good looking. I'm sorry to have gotten. I didn't mean for that to become antagonistic.
Oh, she's adorable.
I want to see her band. Have you guys seen her band at all, Allison's?
No, but I
Yeah.
her
Should
one
we
of the girls
say
who's
yes?
in it's a friend. I hear they're good.
Does the band want to talk to you about ideas later?
Jesus, here we go.
The truth is, I did introduce myself to Trisha and open with, I just want to say first, I'm a huge Battlestar fan, and this is a good chance I'm just going to make an ass of myself while I talk. And I literally went on for like 3 minutes with her just like staring at me.
It's
and when I
happening.
was
It's
done,
happening
she
right
said,
now.
okay. She walked away.
Very nice.
The greatest, grooviest period in the entire history of the entire.
We're all just trying to enjoy this. And we're getting in so much
We
trouble.
haven't seen it in
This is
a long
Vince
time.
Terry.
Good though.
Come on, it's
Uh-oh.
And he used to do a TV show with.
Jenny Garth.
Jenny Garth.
I
There
think
we
we're
go.
all thinking the same thing as like, should we do a story of this? Do we do an episode of this, of
Just
the Americans?
this.
Yeah.
Inspector
He
Space?
was he was pretty great.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. I
the
totally
Terrence and
forgot we
Phillip
shot
on
this.
South
Yeah.
Park.
He also put his arm around me, and I wasn't even like that huge a 90210 fan, but it was like my head was gonna explode.
Yeah.